Ramiri here with another lesson. Hey YouTube, how's it going? We are here to discuss what to do when we are -1. And JP has some unique options that you can explore using his skill called Amnesia, which is a 3-frame active strike counter. Now this option loses to throw, but it's important for us to express ourselves in defense when we see the opportunity to use this 3-frame option. And the best time to use it is when we're -1. Let's get into it. Now what would this lose to, right? This is going to lose to the same option but done with throw. So if I go like that, then we lose. So I'm getting this right off the top because obviously the general response is from the what if people would be, well, what if they throw you? Well, yeah, of course. That's the point. That's the mind game. That's the trickery involved here. If I see that they're taking their turn back with buttons and trying to maintain their pressure as opposed to going for the throw, then I will switch to regular Amnesia in a -1 situation. So this is how you can identify these things just by looking at the frame meter. You can see, oh, there's a gap. There's a 3-frame gap. So let's talk about spacing here. Right. So you have to consider spacing along these two, but generally, if they stick out their 4-frame, they're gonna be in my hurt box for this one. This isn't something I would want to do in the corner. If I do it in the corner, I'm going to get blasted for doing it. But if you're in neutral and people drive rush on you with things that are +1, you want to make sure you have an appropriate response. This is even. We can actually challenge here, and it'll trade. So if we want to trade there, we can. We're going to trade. If you don't want to trade and you want to go for something a little bit more juicy, you can. And that will get you out of the situation, provided they're not going to walk up and throw you. You kind of want them to show walk up throw, right? You want your opponent to show that they're willing to get into your range and throw you. So Cammy has a native +1 move. So if I try to press here, I'm going to get counter hit, right? Counter hit. But that is an option. Okay? So if we press, we eat. But we can counter. Again, we don't want to do this in the corner. Yeah, so we can't press, right? But we can do that. Okay, so this will go right over the head. I don't think I'll ever see this, but you know, if you're ever in a situation where you're burnt out, you're -1 there. So if we try to press, we get counter hit, right? We can't do that. Okay. This is a even situation. So we trade on our 4-frame. Or we can do that. So this trades, so this is even. Okay, so that's +1 into a 4-frame. So if I press, I get counter hit. But there's a 3-frame gap. So JP can use his counter. So that drive rush crouching heavy punch. If I try to press, I get counter hit. But I can counter instead. Forward medium punch. I take a hit if I press my 4-frame. And there it is. Regular Amnesia is 3 frames. The EX version is a 1-frame EX reversal. So I'm doing this one for burnout. If I press there, I get counter hit. But I can counter instead. Okay, drive rush, standing heavy punch. So we trade. So this is actually even on block. So I can take my turn back, or we can just cause a trade to happen. And then I'm +3. So if I'm +3 at this range, yeah, I'll probably stick that out. So that would be the full sequence right there. Or I could go for the Amnesia. Okay, so this one is also even on block. So I can trade, or I can regular Amnesia. We're -1. So they could do something like this. Even with my 4-frame. So what do? Let's get into the habit of parrying it and then using regular Amnesia. Right? And if we score the perfect parry, great. So if I press here, I'm likely trading. So that's a trade. So I can trade and be what? I'm +4. So that's the sequence. So basically I need to stop thinking about things as just single interactions, but try to go into the entire thread of what can happen. That is. So that's even. These trade and I'm +2. So if I'm +2, yeah, just reset to neutral. And while I'm -7, they're in no possible range to punish me. So it's resetting the situation, it's putting something on the field that they have to interact with, and I can do whatever I want. I can put up 4. We have some burnout options. Let's explore them. That's actually a frame trap. I can't press there. And that stops their approach, gets me out of the situation, and puts me back in comfortable land. See, now I lose. I'm losing if I press anything. But not Amnesia. Okay. So I lose. I don't lose. So if I ever see this button, and I don't think they're going to go up and throw me, then I can use this as counter offense. So I press on this, I lose, right? We're out. I can't press. I can counter. Next. The thing that looks like a sweep. Okay, we lose. We don't lose. But we can use regular Amnesia, and we're out. You don't want to do it in the corner. Never do it in the corner. You don't want to do it in the corner because JP moves back. And if you don't have the space to make it safe based off of distance, you're going to get punished into big damage, and you don't want to do it. Right? If I try and press here, trades. So we can either trade, or we can Amnesia. If I trade, it's even. So, just reset to neutral. Okay. So if I try and press here, I lose. And now I'm out. So against any overhead that has this property, with -1 property, this is what you can do. But you can protect against the throw as well if you just use OD instead. So this is even. So we want to trade on this. If you ever think they're gonna throw instead, that's when you have to move to OD. Okay, so if I try to press, I lose. If I use Amnesia, I'm out. Alright, so all these dry brush options are +1. But Amnesia works just fine. Okay, so the overhead, right? If I do that, though, if I parry, I'm gonna want to go into OD. Yeah. Because I'm gonna want to... I'm assuming that they're gonna throw me. I'm assuming they're gonna throw me because I'm going into parry. Okay. So we lose. If they drive rush in with this button, we can't challenge it with a 4-frame. Because we're gonna lose. So I lose. Okay. So I lose if I press here. But I am out of the situation because I'm JP. JP's favorite button to use after drive rush. And we lose if we press. Now we're out. So if I press here, I lose. And I'm out. But if I Amnesia, I'm out. Okay. We lose. With Amnesia, we're out. So the point of this is, I'm using their fastest option to show that this actually works. If they do something much slower, then the Amnesia's still gonna catch it because it's active forever. He played BlazBlue before, but it's like Hakumen's shield. You know, he puts it up, it comes up quickly, but it's a high-risk option. Okay, so this is even. So we'll trade. That makes sense. Or we can... go into that. Take the trade, you're +2. Move on. Okay. So we've got the forward medium punch, which is +1 for Juri. So we lose. And there we go. We're out. So we lose. So that's even, so it's going to trade. So I'd probably go for an overhead or low. And we lose. But now we can do this. If we block it crouching, we can't do the, you see that in my inputs I did the down-down kicks, but it didn't come out, because it's +2. But that leaves me open to a dragonlash throw. So I'm going to use that sparingly if I see that they're constantly doing heavy dragonlash into light button. Okay, so this is the crouching medium kick into... This is the standard plus option. So we lose if we press. But we can Amnesia. So this one is even. On trade, we're +3. Check with our standing light kick. That's the sequence. Okay, so this is even. +3. This doesn't reach a medium kick. Alright, so this one's very quick, and it's +1. So we lose if we try and press. The overhead. So that is a 2-box gap. There's that option. Or that option. Right, we lose. We're out. That's plus. If we press, we get countered. So we can do that. So that is even. So we trade. -3 there. So we gotta be aware of this one. We lose if we mash. So we lose if we mash. We're out of the situation, but very risky versus Lily. We'll probably want to go into OD option. Okay, so if we press here, we're in trouble, right? We lose. But we can Amnesia out. And if we see the crouching medium punch, we can start to prep for the Amnesia, because a lot of the stuff, a lot of the special cancels he does can get beaten by Amnesia as well, like the Flash Knuckles. Okay, Drive Rush Standing Light Punch. We press, we lose. Drive Rush Standing Medium Punch. If we press, we lose. With Amnesia, we're out. Suppressor. Drive Rush Suppressor into button. If we press, we lose. If I press, I lose. Regular? Yes. So if I press here, I'm in trouble, right? But with this, I'm out. We think the command throw. So with Manon, I'm probably going to be using EX more than regular because of the threat of the command grab. Can't press here or we're in trouble. And that is a trap. We can do that. But now I want to check with the follow-up on that. It's true. So there's no harm in me going to Amnesia. Yeah, if it's done through Drive Rush, then it's clean. It's true, it's clean. Right, so if we press here, we're in trouble. But we're out. So if we press here, we get counter hit. And there we go. So there's our 3 frame gap. So we can't press a 4 frame. The overhead. Block, but if we press, we're still in trouble. Okay, so if they do this knee with Drive Rush, it's +1. We lose if we press. Okay. If we press, we get countered. If I press, I'm in trouble. Amnesia. Drive rush, standing medium kick. Can't press. So we can counter. Okay, this is even. And we're +2 from this range. Whatever, reset to neutral. No big deal. This one's gonna be big. If we press, we're in trouble. Amnesia, and we're out. There we go. But we still can't press. Block it high. Amnesia, you're out. Parry into OD. Right? If we press, we lose. Wait, this is even, so we want to check. And we're +2. Okay, this is even. So trade, B2 frame. Okay. Right, if we block it, go into Amnesia. If we parry it, go into Gief. So there it is. If we press here, we lose. Got that. The risk of using regular Amnesia against Gief is so high that I may opt to just not do it and just always use OD. So that's 2 frame. We're out. Okay, so this is even. So we trade, we're +2. Okay. And we're out here.